Good morning, good morning. I want to be able to have a conversation with you guys. This is going to be an insightful conversation. I want to give you guys information and knowledge. So ultimately it gives you the protection so you're able to navigate throughout, your life, right? So I want you guys to watch the mask that people wear, right? Because I want you guys to understand that people out here are moving in disguise. Just because you see someone based on what their orientation, how they present themselves, right? The perception of just, that they're a magnificent person. And I'm not gonna sit here trying to tear someone down. That's not what we're here for. I'm trying to give you the awareness to see through these illusions that people are trying to maintain, right? So once again, not everybody is wearing a mask to hurt you. But I really want you guys to understand that time will really show you who they truly are, right? Because some people out here, they're not authentic. They're playing a what? They're playing a facade, right? So my first key point I want you guys to take in consideration is that not everybody is going to present their genuine self. They're not going to be authentic off the rip. Some people have not did the personal development. Some people don't have, that inner connection with themselves. Some people don't have inner peace with themselves. Some people truly don't love themselves. So everybody has their own criteria. Everybody's at where they're at in their development, in their stages. There's no judgment, but we have to have awareness to know what's going on, because hurt people, what? They hurt people, right? So moving forward, some people wear masks to gain that trust. Some people gain it because they want to get approval. They want to gain control over you. They want to obtain access. You know what I mean? Oh, it's sprinkled over here, but you know what I mean? To you. So I really want you guys to understand why people do what they do and why they put on the mask, right? And this is not, for a specific group of people. This is life. This is anybody. You feel me? Man, woman, anybody, right? So I really want us to understand that the people that we interact with, the people that we choose to allow into our circle, right? We need to be observing these people, right? Don't let somebody trick you outside your position, put you in a compromised position, right? You feel me? And you don't even know what's going on. Why are you hanging around somebody, but you don't know them? We need to start analyzing people. And this is why, because I want you guys to be able to have the protection, because it's a dog-eat-dog world out here. It's a dog-eat-dog world out here. People have their own motives, and I really want you to gain that awareness, right? Right? So some of these individuals, they come with that kindness, they come with that charm, which is very important, but don't get it twisted. Excuse me. The consistency is what matters, right? When it comes to some of these people, right? They maintain this image of this character. Good morning. They maintain this image of this character, but they can't sustain it, because you know why? It's not who they truly are. And you're gonna see the cracks. You're gonna see, walls start to fall down when you are self-aware. So I'm trying to give you guys this insight, because you feel me? I don't want you to be deceived once again. So I want you, once again, like I said, they may have this charm, but see through that, right? And I want you to ask yourself, right? How do they show up consistently? How? You know what I mean? Really seeing, their wordplay, understand their body language, look at the eyes, you feel me? You may say something that you got a good news, you got a good grade, you passed the class, like you done with whatever it is that you got good going on for you, right? When you say that to them, peep their body language, peep their eye contact, peep, you feel me? Their aura, their energy. Really see what's going on with these people. Because I'm telling you right now, some of these people are fake as, like I'm trying to keep it clean with y'all, but people are playing a facade. So once again, pay attention. Watch how people treat others as well, especially when they have nothing to gain. You feel me? Especially. So really, like I said, be aware. I also want you to take in consideration as well is that time reveals their character better than their first impression. Some of these people are the most name your favorite actor, for instance. They up there with them type stuff. They know how to put on a good image. They know how to put on a good facade. They know how to work the room. They know how to work with people type stuff, right? But on the back end, look at consistency. And like I said, over a grace of time, you'll pick up the reactivity, right? I think it's really important to, like I said, as you're observing, is to understand these patterns, understand what's going on, understand when when you set boundaries and you say no, you say this, you say that, see how they operate, understand these people's true character, and you have to be able to navigate to the best of your capabilities, or seek support, or do you feel me? Go no contact. Do what you have to do for yourself. Put yourself first in this sense, right? Healthy people are constantly, you feel me? Are constantly going to be consistent. They are going to, you feel me? they're going to show up as themselves. For instance, right? When you ask somebody a question, for instance, usually their first response is their what? Their real response, right? So I really want us to, like I said, really be intuitive with people that are, like I said, are healthy. You know, feel me? They respect your boundaries. They're showing up as themselves. They're not playing games. They don't have a motive. They're not trying to manipulate. They're not trying to control. They're not trying to deceive you, right? So we need to understand that, right? Because dysfunctional people have a unhealthy way of doing stuff, but they try to emulate like they're what? Like they're healthy. People out here, once again, are playing a what? Playing a facade. Manipulative people often change depending on who they're around. I'm going to say it again. Manipulative people often change depending on who they're around. So like I'm saying, you may be at the mall, you may be at a restaurant, you may be with them one-on-one, and they're switching up. They're switching up, right? Because one thing about them is that they have something that's called ego, right? Where they have to be the top of the top. They gotta, you feel me? They have to move like this superb, they're better than people type stuff. So people out here trying to maintain their what? Their image, aka a facade. And for me, I'm gonna be real with you, I can see right through this because I'm healing. I'm in the mental health industry, right? And you know what I mean? People that have high sense of self, high sense of that love for themselves, high sense of self-worth, self-esteem, etc. The list goes on. They don't behave this way. You feel me? We don't have time for that. You heard? So trust should be earned through consistency. It's something that you don't have to put yourself in a situation where things have to be rushed. You feel me? Don't let someone, like I said, trick you outside your position, push you, pull you. Like, you need to be on your 10 toes. You need to be, you feel me, aware. You need to be doing stuff that's going to be proactive for you so you're able to protect yourself and you ain't getting dogged out. We're not having that, right? So like I said, we need to be able to see the mask that people wear, makeup and all. Like, you feel me? All types of shapes and frames, and you feel me? In addition to the men, because even some dudes, we know how to, people could talk a good game, for instance, right? But you gotta look at the consistency, look at their character, because I want you to understand too, besides the materialized things, the luxuries, the events, and all these different things that people tend to have or obtain, right? Look at their true character, look at it's who you are. It's who you are, right? So once again, like I said, healthy people, are consistent throughout different, situations. They're going to be able to give you their authentic self. They're not going to play these games. But like I said, for those out here that, are playing the facade, you feel me? We need to be able to have that insight, right? So a reflection question I want to be able to kind of give you so you're able to have some real insight is that, if someone is consistency leaving you confused, drained, or even questioning yourself in regards to you, right? We need to pay attention to this. We need to draw attention to this because, why are we taught from the floor up? Why am I in a spiral? Why am I feeling drained? Why am I, you feel me? What's going on, y'all? So we got to make these connections. We have to start moving around. We need to start making, adjustments. You know what I mean? Some of us got to realize too is that we don't got to wait till an expiration date for some of these relationships that are unhealthy. We can terminate them now. We could set the expiration date today if we want to. We could, you feel me? Make the boundary. We could do it. You feel me? Advocate for ourselves, you feel me? And sometimes, I'm gonna be real with you, some of us need to unplug from these people and let them go through their own development so they're able to reconcile with themselves. You know what I mean? Hurt people, again, hurt people, whether they know it or whether it's unconscious. But these behaviors, like I said, we have to unplug from the people that are trying to, you feel me, play into this masks, right? We want to be around genuine, authentic, caring, loving, healthy people that want to be able to have relationships with us, right? And this could be, like I said, even in our family, our friends, some of the shorties that we're trying to jack, or you feel me, the relationships that we're trying to really bond with. Like, we need to really be intuitive with ourselves. Please, y'all, do what's beneficial for you, right? Protect yourself, protect your peace by observing before you're emotionally entangled and invested into these people. Like I said, and I really want to be able to emphasize as well, is that you don't have to assume the worst in people. This is not what we're here for. We're not trying to, you feel me, judge people off of the blueprint of just how you feel me? No, we're not going to sit here and do that. We got to get to know somebody, you feel me? But at the same time, to observe their character and move accordingly, right? This is something I really want us to have, because I want us to be more conscientious. I want us to have that awareness. But I really want us to understand is that let people reveal who they are, right? Sometimes we could take a few steps back and really kind of look at things at a different angle, right? Giving ourselves the boundaries, the distance that we need, right? Also, too, looking how like how they treat other people, right? We have to be able to draw these connections so we know who we're hanging around, because this is really significant. These things play into, like I said, our mental health, some disparities, like I said, feeling drained, feeling burnt out, feeling tore from the floor up. You feel me? And even sometimes these relationships, they feel rushed, etc., right? So like I said, please take some of the value that you were able to derive from this video and implement it into your life, so you're able to have that protection, have that awareness, so you're able to see through the lens and see through the mask that some of these people are trying to persuade to people out there that are trying to navigate. If you found this video beneficial, give it a thumbs up, share possible, and I'll see you on the next one. Stay blessed.